Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the College Hub. I know I haven't posted anything in a while, but I plan on posting a lot more regularly from now onwards. Today's video is going to be about my first year experience studying at Drexel University. I would like to start by saying that I had a really good time during my first year, so it was a perfect balance of academics, social life, playing sports. Basically, I really enjoyed it and I learned a lot throughout the whole process. So, one thing about Drexel academics is that Drexel is a really fast paced learning environment. So, like other colleges have 2 semesters of around 14-15 weeks each. Drexel is different because it has 3 terms with that each consist of 10 weeks. So, you end up learning a lot of material in a short period of 10 weeks. Basically, you always have to stay on track and you can't afford to slack off. You have to keep working hard. But at the same time, you do have time during the week to do other things. So, for example, I'd have classes for about, on average, around 2 to 3 hours a day, and then the rest of the time I could like use for homework, assignments, projects, and sports or doing anything that I wanted to do. Besides classes, I spent my time doing many other things. So there were a few clubs that I joined on campus, that some that were related to my major, like related to technology, and then there were other social clubs that I joined, and then I also spent time at the gym or playing sports. So they have this concept of intramural sports in the US, which is like sports but on a recreational level. So it's not really competitive, but you still have to like form a team and you play against other teams, but within the same university. So that was pretty fun. I played football, like with the legs, not the hand football. I played basketball. I played volleyball too. My point is that most large universities in the US have several clubs, and you'll be able to find the activity that you want to pursue. And if there's no existing club to pursue it, you can create your own club and you can get people interested in it too. So, besides these activities, I also spent my time exploring the city. Like, Philadelphia is a great city to be in. There's a lot of culture and like a lot of great food. So just going out to different places and eating in the city was fun. I went for like 1 or 2 concerts, and they also have many sports teams in the city where you can get really cheap tickets, like for $5. I think I got tickets for a basketball, like an NBA basketball game, for $10, which was pretty cool to watch. Now let's talk a little bit about the place where I was living. I was living in a dorm called Millennium Hall. I really enjoyed the experience living there because it was really small floor where I was. So all of us ended up becoming really close, and I formed some really good friendships on my floor. Besides that, the bathrooms were public bathrooms, but they were good because they had doors, so they were better than just like showers with curtains. And then one thing you should note if you're thinking about living at Millennium Hall, if you're ever going to go to Drexel, that the building has windows, but the windows don't open. So if you're someone that likes fresh air, don't choose to live in Millennium. Also, Drexel has a policy where they require you to stay on campus for the first 2 years at Drexel, but I do have a few friends that managed to get out of this, and they had cheaper housing off campus instead. So if you want to know more about that, do email me through the email in the description. It's not ideal to live off campus, but sometimes it does help financially. So do let me know if you want to know more about that. For the first year, I was on Drexel's meal plan, which gives you access to their cafeterias. This is a prepaid plan, and they have 2 choices. One is a plan that gives you all access to their all-you-can-eat buffet, and it gives you lesser money to spend at a few restaurants that they have on campus. And the other is a plan that gives you a limited number of swipes at the Drexel cafeterias, and it gives you a little more money to spend at the on-campus restaurants. So I was on the meal plan for the first term out of the 3 terms that I was at Drexel for the first year, and the food, it was all right. Like, it wasn't too great. It was very overpriced, which was my main problem with it. So for the second and third term, and also there was like a lack of options. There was a lack of vegetarian options. So for the second and third term, I decided to go off the meal plan. um, Drexel is a little strict about that, but if you have a genuine reason like a financial reason, religious, financial, or dietary reason, they do allow you to get off the meal plan so that you can either cook your own food or eat outside. So I was off the meal plan for the second and third term, so I ended up going to the grocery store a lot. I got a lot of frozen food that I could cook in the microwave. My roommate used to cook a lot of food. I used to eat some of his food, and I also used to eat out sometimes. But it was definitely a lot cheaper than being on the meal plan. Now I'm going to talk about a few things that I didn't like about Drexel. So firstly, there were some things that were really expensive. Like once I got there, for example, like the books. There were some books that I avoided buying, but then there were some that I had to buy, and those were pretty expensive. Then there were like some small costs. Like one time, I lost my key, and that was really expensive. Like it cost me $75 to replace that. But I think that's almost every other college. But I found Drexel a little more expensive in certain places. Second, I wish that there were more parties on the weekends at Drexel. Like there were a good amount of parties. Like it's a good school to go to. It's fun, but can always hope for more. Thirdly, I wish that it was easier to take classes that aren't related to your major, and that it was easier to switch your major. Not that I want to switch my major, but I was thinking about it, and if I did want to switch my major, it would be really hard. Also, there is flexibility in taking uh, classes in other topics, but most of your classes are going to be related to your major from the beginning. Um, Fourth thing that I don't like about Drexel is that it sometimes it goes too fast. Like the 10 week terms can be overwhelming, but that's a good thing and a bad thing, because that means that if you don't like something, if you don't like studying something, then it gets over within 10 weeks. But then the downside is that you don't have that much time to actually prepare for exams. But it's not too bad. Now coming to the thing that I really liked about Drexel, I really liked that I got to meet a lot of people from different backgrounds, and I formed a lot of good relationships. Secondly, I like that I got to learn a lot, and that there was always something fun or interesting to do on campus or off campus. And overall, it was a really good experience. I got to learn a lot about like the world and myself, and I would definitely recommend Drexel. But at the same time, I would also say that if you don't like studying in a fast-paced environment, then don't go to Drexel. But other than that, it's a pretty good school. So with that, we come to the end of this video. Please tell me what you liked and what you didn't like about the video in the comments below, and also tell me what type of videos you want to see in the future. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.